Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And for those of you that watch the recording after, I believe today will be a very informative day for you to get on the right path. But before we start, it is Remembrance Day. So let's remember those that have sacrificed so much for all of us. We do what we do as a result of many of those that have been in the service of all of us, really. So,
and the freedoms that they've afforded us.
it's just, we have to say that, guys, because it is just so true. So thank you to our folks that have been serving us from all over the world. So now today we want to do a different thing. We just want to serve you in terms of the details you need to be successful in Collect Direct. So today's overview with Dale and my wife Nancy, I think, is probably going to be one of the more important trainings for us to have and post and share with you. So we want to give you the details of what's going on and how to make these things work for you from beginning to end. And Nancy's going to take some notes, and then when Dale jumps on and teaches you a little bit about the mindset and the philosophy that it takes to be successful, I'm just going to be like all of you. I want to learn from somebody as strong and somebody that has so much great information as Dale Calvert. So today is all about learning. So I want to share my screen, and I want to get started with what I believe will be a simple overview on our program. And how this should be simple for all of you to build. Let's see if we can eliminate some of the questions that have been out there and continue to be. So I just want to see if I can clean my screen up. Okay, I'm just going to make sure everything's fine. Stan, I see you there. Stan, can you see my screen okay? Thumb up, my friend, just a thumb up. Yep, okay, Dale, thank you. Okay, so Collect Direct, we all know our system is all about bringing the past to the future. But what we want to do now is give you some more details on how to get your interested parties to the next level, right? And where they're going to go. So today is kind of all about some steps, right? There's 6 steps that I believe for each and every one of us to bring our membership to the right place. Very important about this whole part of it is going to be their mindset and their philosophy, which Dale's going to cover. But we always say get in where you fit in. And really, that starts with your why, and which is the second item here. But really, are you interested, or is this something you want to do? But get in where you fit in. So we're not telling you have to do anything in particular, but I think what's really important for all of you is to know that there is a bit of a process here that you should go through for each of you new members. So I want to talk to all of you as leaders today and make some suggestions to you to do with your brand new team member. Don't bring somebody in there thinking you made a fast start off of their purchase and set them free. Listen, they don't know what you know yet. And again, ultimately, what we want to do is we want you to have a chance to let them be successful. We always say help more people make some money more often, but we can't guarantee you're going to make a penny. But we do educate everybody by saying at least go on a path to success. And that's the steps. So obviously, getting in where you fit in is important for us to say, and each of you are doing that already. Now, the third thing, of course, is to learn who your support team is. And it's important for you to know that and the side of the business that you might have brought yourself into. And I'm going to cover that today in some slides. So let's jump into it. So point, click, and share is what we do. And there's ways as a member that you have an advantage as opposed to a customer that just comes to the website and looks for things. So there's a tie-in today I'm going to share with all of you on the advantage of a member to point, click, and share. Okay, so that's part of today's overview, is to show you the difference between a member website and a customer website. So as we go further into it, it really comes down to your success to be based on the notes that you keep, the information that you're willing to keep track of. I always call that a daily method of operation, an activity chart. I believe with all my heart, writing things down is so important. I mean, in many of the books I've read, my wife and I have read, and the courses we've been on, I've always said, put it to writing. And I know Dale believes this as well. You've got to be able to see it, to put it from your brain to the paper, then to look at it. That's so important. And much of your contact base of the people that you're going to be, approaching, if you don't write down that you mentioned something to them or showed them something, I'm sorry, it doesn't make that part of your daily method of operation activity chart. I will share one at the end of this Zoom. You're more than welcome to take a screenshot of it, but create your own method of keeping track of the steps that you're on with your new membership. It's really important. And then, really get in where you want to in terms of the products you purchase as a member. And we've always said that a $9.98 membership is a yearly membership fee. That's important. But folks, if you're not making a decision to add to your personal fan base collectibles, if that's your choice, or you're not really getting in there and buying something, it's not going to duplicate. It's so critical for you to understand that what you do, your team will do. And, we have 3 great member-only positions right now that you can do with. The Coming Soon, of course, is gone now. It is available to buy the bullpen. We have the Dugout, which is a fantastic $9.98 a series of items that are getting added. I know Dave added 20 more yesterday. So keep going back to the Dugout and looking what's new. And as you add those items, they become almost a silent salesperson, a shareologist tool, where you can just show somebody something that you purchased off of the Dugout and get them excited to go look at the other collectibles. The number 2 or 3 item there is the buying the sample collection, which we like to refer to as a mystery item. Man, I just got somebody in our team that just had bought the sample collection. They couldn't believe what they got in their Pokemon. And they went on eBay and they started searching and they got this and that and the other thing. And they were bragging to their sponsor about this package they got. Well, it is a mystery sample collection. So there's no guarantee you're going to get anything that is ridiculously worth more than you think it's worth or not. But the point is, there's a chance. And that chance is a very important part of the collectible industry in what we call a box break or a redemption certificate, where you can go on a podcast and see somebody opening up something that they don't know what's inside. And Dave did that with 2 of the baseball professionals that came there, the All-Stars, those great players, and they opened it up and they didn't know what was inside. And if they would have randomly got something that was ridiculously good, David committed to give it to them. That's chance, and that chance can be in our sample mystery collection. And so some folks are doing that and buying that and loving it. And then, Dave does send out a gift after that's another mystery item that he and his team pick. Usually it's a graded item with his book, While Quantities Last. Now, the bullpen is our newest collection. And again, get in where you fit in. I'm just super excited about the bullpen. And I am super excited about all of the packages. But I want you to understand that a $29.98 item inside the collection that Dave's offered inside the bullpen, you pick 16 of them, which adds up to $479.98. That 88 should be 98. We'll have that changed. But folks, think about this. Again, holding these items up and not just selling them gives you a chance to drive folks to the main part of our compensation plan return, which is our customer base, which is to get people to go to the shopping experience. And again, go every day to the shopping cart and take a look at what Dave's adding, the newest things, and how you can sort and how you can see the business volume that you're actually generating in your shopping carts. That's all happening every day as this company advances. So folks that are here right now, maybe are looking at this Zoom and haven't looked at us for 3 months. My God, are you in for an eye opener when you go look at all of the new things that are happening in Collect Direct? It's incredible. It's incredible what Dave and the team is doing to bring this forward into 2024. We're live now. We're making money. Things are happening. We're growing. But I got to tell you, it's going to be incredible when you go back every day and take a look. So get in where you fit in. Very important to finish that step with your new member. Now, let me touch on this one step further. Currently, when you go to collectdirect.com with a username attached to it, if you've sent that to your member, your potential member, and they open it up, currently, they're going to see that they can spend $9.98 and they're going to see the sample collection only that's going to pop up on their screen. Now, that's going to change very quickly. Sometime very shortly in the next day, 5 days, you're going to see that all 3 of these are offered. Now, what should you do before that? And this is what I've been doing with my brand new members. I'm saying go buy the $9.98 membership. Buy that and then complete your position with your credit card and then go log in to your own back office and let's find the 3 collectible options for you as a member. That's currently, that will change and be seamless for you very shortly. But I want to show you how that looks as I go forward in these slides. Okay, so we've made the decision. We want to be here. Why I'm doing this, Dale's going to touch on this, I'm sure, but you've got to write this down, folks. You've got to put it in front of you. Why am I doing this? Why do I really want to be here? And I believe with all my heart, if I didn't know why Nancy and I were here, from the accident we had many years ago to generate some legacy sort of opportunities for our kids, we wouldn't be here. We know why we're here. And it's reminds us every day, Nancy, wouldn't you say, that, we almost weren't here. And it's so important for us to create this legacy for our kids, isn't it?
Well, and it's so specific. Like when you're saying why, and you're talking about us feeling like our traditional businesses, if we weren't there, the income would just end for the kids. It's even more specific than that. Our kids have spent a lifetime being told by people or teachers or coaches to limit their beliefs, to put a cap on the top of their thinking. And the one thing that I love the most about this opportunity is that it's limitless if you really let yourself believe in it. And it's so important to write down why that is, because when you have something so expansive as that, you have to be specific with yourself. Like for us, it was making an example of when somebody said you couldn't do something, that you proved that you could. It was when our daughter was told she couldn't play volleyball, you proved that you could.
Yeah.
When you're told you can't do something, you prove that you can. And you need an outline in order to do that. And the outline for Jacqueline was touch that ball, hit the ball, touch that ball, hit the ball, touch that ball, hit the ball. The learning is in the doing, in the action. And so much of what we do here is we're telling you to be active. We're telling you to do what you need to do to move forward. And you have to be specific with yourself and what that means to you. So when you're writing down your why, be very specific. If your why is as simple as I want a new car, then write down the way that car is going to smell when you sit in it, and write down what the steering wheel is going to feel like in your hands, and write down, because it's easy not to do and it's easy to do. But if you're specific and you're giving up the way that steering wheel feels in your hand and the way it smells, then it's going to be much more visceral for you to sit on the couch and sit and watch another TV show than it is to not. So I just think you have to be so specific. And these guidelines are here for you because we don't know what your specific is. So you need to feel it. And I was telling my daughter, she just did this program with her team because she's captain now of her volleyball team. And she said, Mom, I need to use some of your training that you and Dad do. So I gave her a book. Like I just gave her a book. I said, this one's really super simple. Is like, start with your why. I said, it's just a very simple, easy book. I said, you take a look at it and it'll give you an idea of how you want to implement it into your team, because everybody's why is theirs. And so we can't tell you what your why is, but I need you to be very specific from what you're walking away from when you're sitting on the couch watching another TV program.
Yeah, exactly. And Nancy, I mean, you speak from the heart, and I've always loved the fact that when you speak, I just stop thinking. I just listen to you, and I think that
except for when I want you to do chores.
Well, that's when you tell me you're going to probably chop me across the throat. But that's another story. But folks, find that person that will get you to click, and it goes, okay, I get it. And if it's myself, if it's Nancy, if it's all of the other great, incredible people, Dale and the team of leaders around this globe, get in there and get yourself ready. So that's the first three. Here's the next three. Okay. We've got to learn this real quick. And I'm going to teach you this today. What's the placement setting? And what does it mean? I'm going to show you that today because I want you to teach your team what I'm showing you today. The key to the network marketing industry is to teach others to teach others. Network marketing is not successful without duplication. So let's go through these three things together. And then I want you, if I can ask you to do this, to get everybody you have on your team doing this. So we have to learn the placement setting. We've got to get into this postcard business. I'm telling you, folks, it just works. And you've got to get people to plug in and stay connected. As Nancy's saying, we can't tell you the why.
It's not just that the postcard system works. It's a tool. It's duplicatable. It's easy. Why complicate things? When you have a tool that's already there for you, why not start that way? We're talking about the easiest way to start, and the easiest way to start is to use the tools. Tools are duplicatable.
So let's go into the placement settings and get our head around this. Okay, so first and foremost, in your back office, there are 3 red buckets. When you get there, you'll see the dual team viewer, the unilevel, and you'll see replicating link. Now, when you click on that replicated link, this is what pops up. It pops up with your specific replicating link. You just hit that red button called copy link. Folks, it's that simple. You don't have to write anything down. You copy the link and you paste it. That's it. Paste it where? In a text, in an email, on social media. Text it, paste it. Guess what you've got? Now you have a chance to have them find your shopping experience. So that's step 1. Teach your new members how to get their replicating link. It's right there in their back office behind the word replicating link. Okay, so that's number 1. What's next? Well, we have 2 teams, an A team and a B team, right? We talk about 365 days a year that your business could grow if you're in all the different time zones of the world. But you need to teach your member, a brand new person, are they on your A team or your B team? Now, it could be team 1, team 2, it could be left team, right team, whatever you choose. I just used A and B here to reference the left side and the right side. Now, some would say, well, doesn't that look like a pyramid? Folks, I'm telling you, like everything in our lives are connected to somebody and other things feeding the somebody, right? You have a chance, though, to build from the bottom up with membership and customers. There's so many great videos out there to explain how important it is to understand that products being bought and sold makes this incredible distribution channel. So let's eliminate all that and let's think about 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all of these different time zones as we open up around the world. You could make what's called residual income. So what happens and when you get into somebody's B team or A team or 1 team or 2 team? This is where you've got to educate your brand new member. It's your responsibility to tell them, hey, you joined me on my team 2 or on my right team or on my B team, and get them thinking this way, because the only way this duplicates is if you tell them now, okay, here's our philosophy. Go to your replicating alternate membership direction and turn it to the right or turn it to the left. If you join my left team or my 1 team or my A team, I want you going to the left first. So you want to teach them how to do that. Don't let them phone you to phone me to phone Dale to phone all these other great people and say, hey, how do I do this? You teach them. You now are in charge of your growth by duplicating these basic things. So let's talk about where that button is. It's right there. Okay, hang on, I'm a little out of order here. It's right there. It's called dual team viewer. So when you look at those 3 buckets at the top, you click on the dual team viewer where I circled it, and you find the placement setting. You'll see that it's previously set by the company to alternate. When you drop in those little arrows there, you have a chance to change it from left to right to lesser or leave it at alternate. What does lesser mean? That means that the team that comes in or the customers that come in will automatically go to your lesser side. But here's the point we all have to understand is, as we look at our team, we want to duplicate team B's growth or team 2 or right team's growth. So if you turn your directional thing to the right, your member that you just started will listen to you by saying, okay, I joined your right team. What do you want me to do, Don? I want you to bring your first couple to the right, and then teach your team to bring the first couple to the right. And then that means you've got to show them, what does that mean to turn something to the right? Well, I'm going to go to this setting right here, and I'm going to turn it to the right and save it. That is 2 little basic things you should do with your brand new member. Show them where the replicating link is and show them how to turn the direction in their team. Now, somebody says, well, I have nobody on my other side. My other side's already going. Shouldn't I leave it on the opposite side? Well, guess what, folks? This business is all about building 2 teams. Just because you have a team that's going faster than yourself, you still have to contribute. Our compensation plan is all about you contributing. And you can learn that in another training, but I want you to understand, starting off and feeding your first couple of members to the team you joined in is a very duplicatable, teachable way to build your business, okay? So that's what I wanted you to concentrate on today. And then I want you to look at this now. I want you to understand that there is a difference between you're looking at Discover Collectibles and your customers looking at that. There's a difference. So let's show you that difference today. So if I say to you, I'm going to show you what it means to be a member. This is what your member Discover Collectibles looks like. You then see, as I said earlier, if you buy the $9.98, complete your purchase, and then go back into your back office and start seeing where your replicating link is, start seeing where your directional thing is that I just showed you. And as a member sponsoring you, I would want you then to do that with me. I'm going to say, go in there, let's show you where your link is. So you can.
You also have to refresh, right?
Well, you have to refresh your own personal.
Yeah, but some people that have done it, they've phoned us and they couldn't see this. And like all of those times you said, okay, since you've logged, have you logged back in?
Yeah.
And then this shows up.
Right.
Because customers can't see this.
Well, customer can't see this, but as a member, you want to see this because this is your member only option, right? The sample, the dugout, and the bullpen. So this is what we're doing right now. Eventually, these three will be on the front of the website for you members. But right now, that's what I'm suggesting. Now, let's talk about what this does for you as a member versus a customer. Okay. So Discover Collections as a member leads to you now going to see these drop downs and you can pick one of those great packages. Okay. Well, you've set your direction now. You look at your back office as a member, look at the little squiggly there. Only for members. That little squiggly, I don't know what you call it.
It's a
chain
which
link.
is called a link.
I call it a squiggly. I like a squiggly. But you're right, it is a link.
It's a link of a chain so that you would know it's a link.
Right. So that link that she's referring to is, notice the business volume is there for you as a member to see, right? But here's the beautiful thing, everyone. You now have a replicating site. If you want to share that fairy or that bunny to your friend overseas or wherever, you just click on that and up will come that replicating link for that specific item. You can send it to them and you now have a chance for them to get excited about all the great collectibles out there. But as a customer, you don't see that. You see a customer gets sent your link. They go to Shop Collections. By the way, the Join Our Team is gone. It's at the bottom of the footer now. So it goes to Shop Collections. And when they open up Shop Collections, they get a sort button. They can go say, I want to shop by category. Great. They go there, but look at their items. They don't have a little link there. They don't have a squiggly thing there because it's not them making money. They didn't pay the $9.98 because there is no charge to be a customer. They just go and buy what they want and fill their shopping cart up. So important for you to show your brand new member what I just showed you. The membership link has the ability for you to have that little chain link. Every item, all items that Dave adds will have a chain link. You can specifically send that out to those people. So show your brand new member that. Don't let them phone you after and say, well, how do I send something to a customer? You teach them to teach others to teach. That's duplication. And that's what I wanted to touch on in there. And ultimately, once you start getting going and the customers start flowing, you're going to see that your checks are going to go up. So the last part of our steps was get them to plug in. Join our Facebook group. It's right there. It's called Collect Direct. And make sure you put in the area that asks you who's asked you to join here, who asked you to join here. So important. We actually ask folks after the fact who asked you to join here. And it's a step that we should not have to do. If you invite them here, ask them to put in that you invited them there. It's important for you to do that. And then take a picture of this, you guys. It's just so simple. Take a picture on your phone. You can log right into you right now and let the company know you want to be on our text broadcast. That's step 6 of what we do here. Plug in, engage, and learn. This is 2 steps for you to do, and then buy our postcards. Find the postcards that are going to work for you. There's a 3rd one that's just been added that you're going to learn more and more about. It's incredible that Dave's doing here. But the postcards allow you to have a walking business in your pocket or in your briefcase or in your folder. QR codes that drive them to our magazine, in this case, that's credibility. And the back is your website that lets them go buy something. It's just so much a silent shareologist salesperson. It's just incredible. CollectDirectCards.com. Go take a look. It takes seconds, okay? Now, I'm only going to take this last second before I turn this over to Dale. Our compensation plan, some say, has got a lot of pieces to it, but this is the basics of it, everyone. Just use this right here as your mindset of our comp plan. You get paid to build by getting team building bonuses. You get paid to team coach. You'll get rewards for that. We call it a matching check, but I'm not going into that detail. And then you get paid for repeat member and customer overrides. That's a residual side of our business. And if you do that, the coins will fall from all of these great items because Dave's loading dollar figures in there that pay you commissions on that activity. That's it. That is the 6 basic things to do to be successful before I turn this over to Dale. And for those that are interested, just remember the numbers don't lie, right? You've got to just not worry about the people saying no, because that doesn't mean never. And just know that next is a great word for you to have. Don't worry about the person that says no, because there's lots of people, trust me, that are going to say yes. And the people that say yes know people that are going to say yes. And that's where the duplication comes in. Here's a quick shot if you want. If this works for you, do something like this for your daily method of operation. Start keeping track of, what did you give them for collateral? What's their name? And then what date are you going to follow up? And who did you involve as a third-party contact to help you understand? Did you just use a video? All of these things are important for you to keep track of your contacts. And then I'll see those of you that are interested in Florida on December the 10th. This is a free event that you can send people to. I'm being told by the person that's putting this on with us that they can fit a good 150 people there plus. So it's free, and we'll have some gifts there that Dave's going to be giving for the members that come there that bring the most guests. And all of you that send people, by all means, send to myself if you're not going to have anybody there representing you. D Carson at excitedcollector.com, and I'll put them on my arm and make sure that you get the credit for it, and make sure that they know that you're here. Okay, there you go. That's what I wanted to share today. Nancy, have you got any final thoughts?
I just wanted to just add, like, all of those steps are really great, but I also know that a lot of people, when they start in this business, because they feel like they don't know enough about it, or they feel as though they're just trying it on, they can come across as tire kickers when they talk to people. They go, so I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking about it, and maybe you want to look at this thing and think about it. If you're non-committal and you're talking about your business that way, the next person that you bring in is going to do the exact same thing. So if you talk about this like, this is the best thing since sliced cheese, and I really love it, and I think that this is different than anything else out there, then people are going to pick that up off of you. So I just want to make sure that when you guys are walking into this, if you've got that I'm too cool for school attitude, like, I don't know, maybe you want to look at this, maybe you don't want to look at this, that's what those people are going to do with everyone that they talk to. And then everybody's sitting on the couch watching the new Netflix series and nobody's making any money. So I just think it's really important that when you're talking about this to people that you want to do business with, like when we were sitting there having lunch with Jackie Boyle, and she said to the waiter, do you collect anything? And he was kind of caught off guard, and he goes, what do you mean? And she says, do you collect anything at all? And then she handed the postcard to him. By the time we were paying for our bill, she had already signed it up. He was looking at NASCAR stuff online. It was like that fast, that easy. And at no point did she say, I'm doing this business, I'm thinking about it. Don't be a tire kicker. Like, if there's a camera following you around, you should look like you're in business. And people shouldn't mistake you for being in business. This is something serious. You can make serious coin here or not based on your efforts.
That's right.
So, like, if your effort is non-committal, tire kicking, walking around, I'm kind of looking at this thing, I don't really know that much about it, that's what that person's going to feel.
They're going to duplicate that.
And they're going to duplicate that.
Exactly.
So get off on the right foot, talk about it the right way.
Learn the basics.
Have the right attitude. And this is serious business.
And plug in. Dale, you're right there, ready to go, my friend. Looking forward. I got my pen. I got my paper. You're going to teach us a little bit about what it takes to have the right philosophy to be in this business. And I'm so excited to have you join us. Dale Calvert, you're an industry legend. Thanks for being on the call today. Let's see what you're going to teach us today, my friend.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. A lot of good stuff already covered for sure. I was just thinking about when you guys were talking. This book's on my desk. I think probably most people can see it. It's the classic Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill. I try to read it once a year every summer. And the bottom line philosophy of this book, the bottom line is what the mind can conceive and believe you can achieve. And that's what we've been talking about all morning. What do you conceive? What do you want? What are you conceiving? What are you looking for? If until you know why, you're wasting your time. Until you know why, the how doesn't matter. And see, a lot of you, and I've talked to a lot of people on our team, and they said, Dale, I've been down this road before and I got let down. You know, I was into all this and I believed it and I had my goals written down and I had my reasons. And then the company went out of business, or, you know, the owner took the money and ran, or whatever. This ain't that. Zig Ziglar said the only difference between a big shot and a little shot is that a big shot is a little shot that kept on shooting. They kept on moving forward. Guys, you aren't special. We've all been let down. We've all had ups and downs and failures and people that have let us down. That's just life. That's the way life works. And you can just use it as an excuse for the rest of your life, and that's fine. You want to use as excuse. I mean, people love to tell me about the company they were in 17 years ago and they had all this going on and then it went out of business. Well, okay. What are you doing today? Come on. It's just like, get out of your own way. Until you know why, the how doesn't matter. So it starts with that reasons. And, you know, I heard someone say your why has to make you cry. That's pretty powerful. So when I get up in the morning, I know I'm going to win the day before the day starts. I don't get out of bed. I don't start the day till the day's already won. It's already won. I go through my morning routine. I'm going to win. Get out of my way. And I'm going to have all these people throwing up, talking about this, talking about that, can't keep their thumb out of their mouth. But I don't care because I know why. You got to know why. You really, sincerely, guys, have to know why. And it can't be that you're here because you love Dave Jordan and you love your upline and you think collectibles are cool. I mean, all that's important and that's good, but you got to have something. You got to have something that's moving you, that will make you turn off that TV. When I first started in this industry, and I love, you know, Nancy talking about Netflix, because most people spend enough time watching Netflix shows to create a fortune. And when I started in this industry, I talk about 20 reasons, top 3. My reasons were on my TV set, taped to my TV screen. And the only time I could ever justify pulling them off was if the University of Kentucky was playing basketball. And I got to the point where I just went to my parents' house and watched the game so I didn't have to pull them off my TV screen. And why do people spend so much time, you know, watching other people fulfill their dreams? I mean, think about that. Why we spend so much time in entertainment trying to entertain ourselves? It blows my mind, honestly. It really sincerely does. And if you're feeling nervous in the service, then I hope I'm shaking you up a little bit, because this is never going to happen again. We're this time and place in history. 5 years from now, everybody will be looking back saying, I was at the first Sioux Falls event. I remember that. I remember when we were first starting out. And some of you will have been there and you'll never be at another one. Some of you, most of you this morning will not be here 5 years from now. Why is that? I mean, really, why is it? And there ain't no foo-foo dust. There's reasons people win. There's reason people lose. And if you've lost to this point, it's because of the decisions that you have made. You have made it. It's not your mama or your daddy's fault. It's not the 4 companies you were with before's fault. That's just part of the process, guys. We all go through the ups and downs. I mean, I can't believe I'm here today. I can't. It blows my mind. But I'm thankful to be here. I can't believe I get to do something like this the rest of my career. I don't have to go out and try to pitch a lotion potion travel program. You know, I'm excited that we're in front of we got a $420 billion industry that's going to go to $1 trillion, that we have no competition. Man, I'm fired up about that. If you're not, why not? So it starts with reasons, and then after you got to have your reasons, and there's 4 simple basic beliefs. Number 1 is in the company. In the company. I tell people, you want to develop a belief in this company and see why it's different and unique. Watch the launch video that was done on a Saturday morning when we first officially opened everything, and with Dave, and just listen to him and ask yourself, is this guy the normal fluff talking owner, or is this guy coming straight from his soul? He comes straight from his soul. When he talks about this being his baby, you can't doubt it. I think it's genius that they're mailing out the book if you order the main pack. So read the book. Read the book. You know, understand, develop a belief. You have to have 4 beliefs. Number 1 is in the company itself. Yeah, Nancy's holding up the book. Read the book. You know, you have to have a belief in the company. And that's hard for some of us. And I understand, because I've been fooled. A lot of people have been fooled, you know, but you got to believe in the company. And that's number 1. And really that goes to a belief in Dave Jordan. I mean, really. And then the corporate staff as well. So believe in the company. That's number 1. Number 2 is belief in the product or service. And I love this because you know, you really don't have, I mean, collectibles are collectibles. They aren't making any more of them. It's not debatable. It's not that I have to believe my shampoo's better than everything that you can buy at Walmart. I don't have to develop that kind of belief. This is a total different belief. I mean, it is what it is. Collectibles are collectibles. The market is the market, you know, and it really doesn't matter if you don't believe it. It's still there. It's undeniable. So belief in the company, the product, the income potential of network marketing. And a lot of people have lived it, they've experienced it, but I believed it before I ever experienced it. I knew network marketing, what it could do. I knew the stories of the people. I knew their background, and I knew there were people that were not special. I thrived on hearing the stories of average people with above average desire that just decided they're going to do something different and unique, and went into the marketplace and made it happen. You know, our whole life, it's all about, you know, the better education you have, the more upside potential you have in your career. And the truth is, and I was listening to somebody this week, and they said it's really hard for highly educated people to make it sometimes as entrepreneurs because they think they're entitled to something, because they did what society told them to do: go to school, get a good education, go to work for a good company. I did that, so therefore I'm entitled to something. And in this game, it's a little bit different because, you know, Dave Jordan graduated 8th grade. Think about this. Formal education makes you a living. If you become self-educated, that's how fortunes are created. That's how fortunes are created. So it's all about self-education. So 4 beliefs: the company, the product, the income potential of network marketing. I mean, I'm not going to tell my story, but it's like I have to pinch myself sometimes when I go back and I have, hanging here the little 600 square foot house, the beat up Chevette when I started. And the most expensive thing I had in that little 600 square foot house, the most expensive thing. And man, it cost me, it hurt me to buy this, but I had to. I spent $1,800 on its cassette tape duplicator where I could put the original in and copy 3 audios at the same time because I knew those audios changed my life. When I first heard Zig Ziglar say you can have anything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want, and you're where you are in your life because of what's gone into your mind, and the only way, not one way, the only way to change where you are is to change what goes into your mind. You know, I I had to get this information to my team. And back then in the day, it was with a cassette tape duplicator. All my furniture in that house came from the flea market. It all came from the flea market. But man, I bought that brand new audio cassette tape duplicator for $1,800, and I paid cash for it, and it ended up making me millions. Sincerely. Sincerely. It made me millions. Why? Because it helped me and others learn how to become self-educated. How? Following people that have already done what we want to do. That's how this works. It's not difficult. Sometimes things are so easy and so clear that we see right through them. We think there's got to be something else. There's got to be some foo-foo dust. No, it's right here. There's wisdom of the ages principles. They've been written down. They're here for us to tap into, learn, and make part of who we are as human beings. See, a lot of people, it's like you can read a great quote on Instagram or something. And you think, oh, that's inspiring. That's good. And then next week somebody says, what was the quote on Instagram? You don't have a clue. Repetition is the key to learning. So man, when I find something good, I write it, I'll go over and over and over till I got it. It's just like learning a song. It's like the lyrics to songs. If somebody came up to you on your deathbed and shook you real good and you're dying and they said, don't break my heart, y'all would complete the rest of my achy breaky heart. Y'all know the words to songs that will get you. If I say, some of you remember that commercial? Where's the beef? I'd walk a mile if you know that one, you're really old. I'd walk a mile for a camel. Flop, flop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. What am I talking about? Alka-Seltzer. Y'all see, all this stuff's programmed in your mind because you heard it over and over and over through repetition. I can't believe I ate and we could go on and on. So once I understood that, and I thought, okay, well, I can take good stuff, wisdom of the ages, and intentionally program my mind, then why would I not do that? Why would I not get up every day knowing I'm going to win this day? Why would I let the day just kind of play out the way it plays out? I win every day. You can win every day, but not doing what you've always done the way you've always done it. Einstein said ignorance at its highest level is to continue to do what you've always done the way you've always done it, expecting different results. So if you come in to collect direct and you do it the way you've always done it, and you think it's going to be great, you're expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. You cannot do that. This is different. It's unique, but you got to treat it that way. And then the last belief is belief in yourself, the company, the product, the potential, the income potential of network marketing business model and then in yourself. And this is where most people just they 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 just they can't get there. And but they could because we all act in accordance to our program. We act as we are programmed. That's how we act. And I remember, early in my career, and I'm thinking, man, I see how all these other people do it because they got this and they've got that, but I don't have any of that. But but I understood over time what the mind can conceive and believe you can achieve. As a person thinks in their heart, so are they. Uh, there's just certain principles that are just that's the way it works. So learn to work with it, and you got to program your mind for success. And we have you've got to intentionally program your mind for success. And I've done a lot on that over the years. There's stuff in YouTube about it, but so I'm not going to get into it all today. But 15 minutes a day. See, I read a book early on, and it was called Subliminal Subduction, and you can't find it anymore. A professor in Ohio, I went to an event, and he talked about this book, and he talked about all the subliminal messaging that's going on in the advertising industry. And he gave examples of like Coke and the bubbles in the glass, and it shows crossbones and skulls, which death, sex, and money are the three biggest motivators to man. And those messages are in so many different ads. McDonald's, you wouldn't believe some of the McDonald's ads. I mean, you just wouldn't believe it. The subliminal messages that's going on. And I got a seminar. Sometime I'd like to share this with all of you guys because it's fascinating. But I'm thinking, as a 23-year-old kid, I've been in the industry a couple of years. I'm thinking, if McDonald's and all these huge Fortune 500 companies are using subliminal advertising to program me, then why wouldn't I intentionally do that for myself? And this goes back to the 50s when, in one particular movie clip, just as a test, they flashed it up on the screen and it said, drink Coca-Cola and eat popcorn. And it flashed on the screen so quick that consciously we didn't see it. And you can do the research. So eat popcorn, drink Coca-Cola. Like, it would flash ever so often. And sales of Coke increased like 70%, and popcorn sales increased like 55% from 1 month of this flashing on the screen. And it's like, I start reading this stuff and I'm thinking, my gosh, if Madison Avenue is that, if they're that serious about programming me to act a certain way, then why am I not as serious myself? It's like, Dale, why don't you take the time to read affirmations every morning, to write out your perfect day and read it? This is my perfect day. Why not take the time to take the idea of the 30-second commercial that you read about in The Magic of Thinking Big and start doing the stuff that you're reading about? Knowledge without action leads to self-delusion. Knowledge without action leads to self-delusion. So this whole programming your mind, I could spend so much time here. I'm going to keep moving. But guys, if I ask you 1 year from now, what's success going to look like for you in Collect Direct? How would you define that? It's like, okay, Dale, 1 year from now, this is what I need to happen for me to feel like I've had success in this company. Then whatever that is, and it'll be different for all of us, start working towards that and start thinking about that. and get up every day working 1 year from now. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Because again, until you know why, the how doesn't matter. It's such a mindset game. And then, and then the last thing that I would say is, you know, and Nancy already said it, don't be a tire kicker. Sell yourself first. You've got to sell yourself. Don't talk to your mama until you've sold yourself first. And if you can't look at this program and say, you know what, I'm committed for 1 year. This is worth giving 1 year of my life to and doing my very best. Some of you haven't done your very best in 25 years, but some of you have run in your past. You have run, and you have to ask yourself, is this worth running for? Is this worth giving my very, very best for 1 year? If it's not, wait till it is. Just be a customer. I mean, you can hang out, but man, at some point you got to say, you know what, I'm all in. All my chips are in the middle. I'm going to give it the very best I can based upon the circumstances my circumstances, and I'm going to do my very best. Because I'm not following a tire kicker. People aren't going to follow you if you don't know where you're going. You got to figure out where you're going. People will not follow you if you don't know where you're going. So you have to think big, think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. Have a bigger picture here. This is a millionaire creator, not next week, not next month, but in my opinion, 3 to 5 years, the stories that will come from this will be remarkable. And then the last thing, when are you going to launch your business? Most of you got your big toe in the water. You know, you got your big toe in the water. You haven't jumped in the pool yet. And launching your business takes a concentrated, concerted effort. You got to launch it. Concentrated effort. And it's like an airplane. The hardest part is getting it off the ground. The hardest part of your collect direct business is getting it off the ground. An airplane uses all the energy, all the energy in the beginning going down that runway to get that plane off the ground. And that's the way this business works, guys. You can play around with it and, go out and, if you happen to be somewhere and hand out a card and all, that's good. That's fine. I love the cards. But man, go out and intentionally hand out 50 at the mall this week. If you're in, Lexington, Kentucky, walk through the mall. If you see somebody wearing a University of Kentucky hat or logo item or whatever, say, hey, you a Kentucky fan? Yeah. Do you collect anything? Well, I collect something. Well, here, go check out this website. There's a $5 coupon there. You can get, hopefully, if you find something you use, you can get $5 off. Go walk through the mall and intentionally give out 50 cards. That's what a launch looks like. You got to launch this thing. You got to launch it. It's like the airplane. If you just kind of half throttle it, you'll never get your plane off the ground. But once that plane gets off the ground and it gets up in the air, then what happens? You can put it in autopilot. Then it's just steady, 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 consistent, 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 consistent. When I decided to do this, I launched it. I launched it quick and hard, fast. I launched this thing as quick as I can. Now, January 1 and before then, but it's now it's customer acquisition. and it's 3,300 customers. 3,300. Watch and see what happens. 3,300 customers. Dale, that's just I've never had, no, you've never had an opportunity like this. Of course, you've never had 3,300 customers. Most of you've never had 3. Most of you, your customers have been people on your team. I mean, let's just get real. This is a real business where you can get real customers because they're walking around at the mall telling you, talk to me. Did y'all hear what I just said? Well, Dale, no, this ain't that. We're not talking about shampoo. It's fishing in a barrel. You got to get rid of all this crap in your mind about, well, I tried this and this. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, your customers are walking around the mall saying to you, give me a friggin' postcard. Now, how much easier can it get? Come on. Get serious. Because this is going to be huge. It's never going to get any easier than it is with this. So that's all I want to share, because I hope that's made some sense for somebody. I'll shut up, Don. Back to you.
I got 3 pages of notes. I know Nancy did. Thank you, Dale. That was amazing. Appreciate you as always. I know Dave is just chomping at the bit to share something. So Dave, why don't you finish this off? I know we're excited to hear what you want to share with us, because you've got some interesting stuff to share with the field here. So go right ahead, Dale. Dale, thank you so much. Go ahead, Dave Jordan.
So Dale's spot on, Don, with this company. You know, the beautiful thing is, yesterday I'm doing calls, have one of my guys that are coming in, put me on the phone with a guy. He's in another company, 25,000 customers. And he's been there, hasn't worked it in 7 years. And he looked at this. He wasn't interested. I told him to go to the site. As I'm talking to him on the phone, he says, I'm intrigued. I've never seen anything like this. You mean to tell me that there's enough product that I could bring people in? I said, well, there's a semi coming in tomorrow. There's a truckload coming in tomorrow. There, you know, and a guy just left with like 12 more pallets. Get this, Don. 2 million more baseball cards were just added to my collection. 2 million.
Wow.
Now, what Dale said is what I'm going to do, no matter what anybody on here is going to do. But can you imagine walking on the campus of Indiana and handing out a postcard with Bobby Knight on it? They would attack you, and they would literally run you over and say, I want one for my cousin, my kid, my brother, my aunt. You know, I'm just looking at this opportunity, what we've created here, and Stan flew in and we sat down and we looked at this postcard potential. But here's the thing, Don. All aside, I told Joyce I'll be home for lunch, and she said it's okay. I just texted her because this went long. But here's the thing. You know, yesterday, Matt, my head grader, every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we submit 1,000 cards to SGC. And we send them to ISA. We're working with PSA. But here's the thing. SGC gets back to me, and they start sending me my grades back before the cards come back. And I'm looking at them, and I'm in awe. I can't even believe that I sent them, get this, Dale, I sent them a Walter Payton rookie card, which I have hundreds of, right? But the one I sent them is graded a 9.5. Now, if you go on eBay and type in SGC 9.5 Walter Payton rookie, it's between $50,000 and $75,000. Don, it's a card I got $100 into. You know what I mean? This is the power of grading in CollectDirect. Now, 1,000 cards were sent to SGC 2 weeks ago. The grades just came back. Don, 12 cards over $500,000 in grades, meaning they gave me 2 gold labels. That's like a black label BGS. They gave me a gold label, Don, on a 101 Jim Thorpe. They gave me a gold label on a 101 Walter Payton, 2 of the greatest athletes of all time, actually in the top 25. And these cards I have $300 into each. Now they're worth $100,000 each. And it's like, how can something happen like that? Now get this, 2 million cards just showed up at my office, and my guys worked on a Saturday to unload, and they brought all these cards in, but it wasn't just cards, Don. Thousands of Beanie Babies, thousands of starting lineups, thousands of more comic books, better Superman, but all Marvel. But my whole thing is Disney keychains. A guy sold out a company, Disney keychains, 10,000 Disney keychains, a Mickey Mouse, of whatever that guy, Frozen or whatever it's called, Nancy, the Frozen characters, the Snowman guy. I mean, all these are bought to put on Collectorect, right? But I'm in awe what Dale just said. Why? I mean, I wish I was a distributor, Don. I would give anything to be a distributor in this company and go after people like I did yesterday when he was totally not interested, and he settled in 7 years, very successful. But when he looks at the site, he said, I'm intrigued. I'm coming in this. I'm going to bring the heat. And here's what I'm saying, Don. There is so many people that don't even know we're out there. We ain't even started yet. I mean, can you imagine, Don, me and you jump in the car, we go to opening day at Wrigley Field, and we're handing out Ernie Banks, and we're handing out Billy Williams, and we're handing out Ryan Sandberg, and we're handing out all the legends, Harry Carey. And they're all on this little postcard that says, oh, by the way, take a look with your phone, click on this and go on the website. That's what Dale's saying. 3,300 customers is feasible with what we're about to offer. I just talked to a guy with 25,000 customers in a phone company, and he said they're all going to come here. So, Don, all I know is this. My SGC grades made my week. I mean, it's like hitting a $300,000 jackpot at the casino. I could not believe they gave me a 10 on a Brett Favre 1,000 stripe wild card. And I know you know what that is, Dale. It's a rare wild card, did the 1,000 stripe. They gave me a 10 on it. It's the only one in the world. And they gave me a 10. Dude, I'm just saying these are all going in the vault. So all these that are over $5,000, you will see them in the vault. They're real. They're graded. And here's the thing, Dale, we got a load going out every week. So all these items. Now, there was an article, Don, in SGC magazine about a LeBron James rookie. And they're saying it's the Holy Grail. And we think it's in China. And somehow it's in China and they haven't opened it. Guess who's got that card maybe? A 60% chance that it's in my warehouse. I remember buying it. Don, $25 million ungraded that card is worth. $25 million ungraded in SGC Sports Card Digest says that card ungraded is worth $25 million. Guess who has a chance of owning it? Because I remember buying it when it was in 2008, when it was nothing yet. I paid like $3,000 for it. And I didn't like the guy. So I'd throw him in a box and say, he's going to be Michael Jordan someday. I can't stand this guy. But Don, I'm almost in my head, 65%. Joey, I don't know if he's on here, but he knows I talk about this all the time. When we find that card, Don, they wanted to make a movie on me looking through my stuff for that card when them directors came here. So all I'm saying, guys, what Dale is saying, it's a baby. This is a baby. You guys are on top of everybody. So when these lines start to crank, I'm bringing the farm. And I already know that my friends that know me, like Bob Novell, he's already been on two volcanoes. Dave Sonderman, they know. We're bringing the farm here, Don. We're bringing the farm here. And I am not going to stop. And when I'm late for lunch with Joyce at 12:06, takes me 15 minutes to go, she understands how crucial this is for people to understand. This thing is going to go to China. This thing is going to go to wherever. And I'm telling you right now, what Dale just said, Don, spot on. Take action. Just if you're going to be here, launch your business. Because I'll tell you right now, Don, we're the Space Shuttle Columbia in 1980 sitting on the launch pad saying this is going to be the greatest thing to ever hit the moon. And we're going to launch it here pretty soon. And oh, by the way, it's already worth $3 billion before it ever takes off the launch pad. That is what we're going to be doing here with Collectorect, Don. It is going to be the talk of the industry, man. I am telling you. Nancy knows it. You know it. Dale knows it. Dave knows it. Stan knows it. All these guys on here know it. Let's go out and do it. Let's go out and make it happen. We're going to have the team up with us live next week. I'm hoping down with all the 100-count lots in there. If Dale, you're from Kentucky. If you're there handing out Kentucky Wildcats, it doesn't matter. Jamal Mashburn, you hand him out during a game, they're gonna call your card. And he hasn't been a star in 20 years, Don. But if you're handing out the stars of each college, where they're played, where they're from, You got an open, like you said, Nancy, an open pitch, like Jackie Boyle pitching a waiter to say, do you collect anything? No, the postcard is the open pitch to the shy person that can't break the ice. Don, hey, I've got trucker ideas. Wait till you hear my trucker ideas. I mean, all these truck stops, they're miss their kids. And wait till you hear what we're about to do with this. Dude, I have to be ready for that because I truly believe this thing is going to come out of nowhere. And yes, we will land that space shuttle. We will launch it. We will land it. And we'll go back up and go back down. And we'll make sure it ain't ever going to blow up. I'm telling you right now, this is a big deal. And this is going to launch like you've never seen it, Dale. This is going to be huge. So with that, Don, take it away. I just wanted to run those little numbers. Guys, crazy cards, but I'll keep them for the vault and keep some secrets. Go ahead, Don.
Well, Dave, thank you so much. Nancy, I mean, that was a fun day. So we're going to put this recording on. Dave, thanks for jumping on.
Yeah.
I just want you guys to take this little tidbit with you is like momentum is magic. What Dale was talking about, getting your plane off of the ground, that takes momentum, and momentum is magic. If you guys get this plane off of the ground, you will be surprised how many people are going to be chasing you down.
Exactly.
One more thing, Don. Look at this box. I had it sitting next to me. I did it on purpose. I got 30 of this box right here. It's an 800 count box. Look at this, Dale. 800 count box. Look at the corners on these. Watch this. So it's an 800 count box. 30 of these, right? Look at these, Don. Look at these cards. This is the great Steve Yzerman. Look at the shape of these. They're gloss. They have no fade. Look at them. And here's the thing. When these grade out of 10, they're worth $100 a card. And I got 35,000 of them. $100 a card. But can you imagine handing these out in Detroit? Every 20th person. Well, you're really interested in looking? Okay, if you are, I'll give you a $10 Steve Yzerman. I'm telling you, guys, where we're going with this, it's done. I mean, I'm telling you where we're going with this, it's done.
It's a lot of fun. Hey, listen, folks, you're all blessed to be at this time with us at this moment. We've been doing this now, building this from the background till this date, and every day it gets better and better and better. We'll see you all on Wednesday. Thank you. I'm going to turn the recording off. We're going to our team today, Dave. The Bombers are going to win today and go to the Grey Cup for Canadians Championship next Sunday. I already bought my airline ticket. I'm that confident to go to the Grey Cup next Sunday. So there you go.
There you go.
See you guys all soon. Let me stop the recording. Thanks again, Dale. That was amazing. Appreciate y'all.